Self-awareness is the key to developing a nourishing self-care practice. Let's go. If you ever came to the epiphany that something doesn't sit right with you, or you just really don't enjoy something that you used to enjoy, or that you find yourself enjoying something that you never thought you would ever enjoy or be into, and you're like, I kind of like that. I really noticed that I never tried that before, but I like it. Then you may be embarking on an experience of self-awareness. That's really just discovering who you are, reflecting on where you were, where you are, and just your hopes for the future, because you want to be better than where you were before. So once you're doing better, you can be better. And when there was a time in my life that I needed to make a change in my life, and I need to just shift. I need to just I needed to just recalibrate my life, and that included financially, career-wise, relationship-wise, and just a whole, like, what I'm doing, who I'm involved with, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and relationship-wise. I had to do a whole recalibration and just go a whole different route. And when I realized that, I was developing my self-awareness. I was discovering things about myself that I didn't know. I realized what I used to like, I don't like anymore. What used to attract me, I'm not attracted to anymore. What used to be something I wanted, I didn't want that anymore. Things had completely changed. I was becoming someone else. And it didn't happen all at once. It was over like maybe a 5-year span, but it was definitely a time in my life where I could look back now and say that was when I discovered that I wanted something different. That self-awareness had me making all kinds of choices, good and bad. So once I decided to do the shift, I started noticing that I no longer liked the same things. I was growing and becoming someone else. I was being different. I was trying new things. I was more willing to put myself out there and grow more. I wasn't so stuck in my ways, because I've always been someone who's pretty rigid. I like to stay with things that I know or stick within a small little radius, but I was able to expand, and I think that was good growth for me. What I learned then is that I had evolved from the person I used to be, and I was at a crossroads of becoming the person that I am now. I didn't know what I wanted, but I knew I didn't want what I was currently doing or what I currently had. It wasn't until I started diving deep into journaling, I was doing a lot of writing, I wrote a book, everything like that, that I laid it all out, because I am a visual learner, and that was helpful for me. I needed to write. I needed to get what was going on up here all over the place that had me making all different kind of choices. I had to write all that out. I had to actually visualize what choice I made, how it impacted my life, how it impacted my children and the family members and everything like that, and what that looked like. And I had to see things in a different way so that I could know what I wanted. Learning about self-awareness was essential to improving my own self-care, and I believe it's essential to you improving yours. Self-awareness is the foundation for making intentional choices in your life. Being intentional and aware are crucial for practicing self-care that is effective and nourishing. The micro habits, the little things that you change in your life that can act as foundational pieces of your everyday self-care routine. So you can incorporate any kind of little habit or little change that you can add or do differently in your everyday. And as you continue to do them, those tiny micro things can make a huge impact in your overall routine or your overall fulfillment in life. But you have to get started with those. Create a sense of stability and peace so that you can so that you can be able to still thrive and go through the rough days and the rough roads that will surely come in your life, because things aren't perfect and life isn't linear. There's always something going on. Just when I encounter a pleasant situation or an unpleasant situation, I choose to lean into the present moment to see what is here. What am I experiencing? I choose to observe and accept what's here, and I allow it to come and go. And each moment is going to be different. Each moment I can breathe, I can take it in, and there's always a new opportunity for me to see things from a different perspective or from a new perspective. So think of it like this. You always have choice to begin again. You're never stuck. You're not really stuck. You can choose something different. You can choose to look at things different. You can choose to go a different route. You can choose to make a different choice. You always have choice. And that's the freedom of life that God has blessed us with. Is we have the freedom of choice. So you have the choice to begin again, your thoughts, your actions, your response. Even if you react to something too quickly, take in a deep breath and regroup, judgment. Then move forward, apologize, correct a mistake, choose a different choice, whatever it is in the moment. Life is all about impermanence and realizing that you do not have to be stuck. Things do not always stay the same. And that includes how we think and feel about things. So you can make a choice to do that. And then lastly, I want to talk about alignment. And after you have done some self-reflection, you've set your intentions, and you've developed a beginner's mind with practice and using mindfulness, you are encouraged to align your words and actions with your goals. And that can start with the little habits that you make. So if you say, I want to work out more, then create maybe a new alarm on your phone that's going to wake you up or be set so that it can remind you it's time to work out. That's already something you use when you wake up in the morning to wake up. Now you can use that to wake up earlier and set that alarm. And you can be able to exercise earlier, or you can set it for later on in the evening and say, oh, my alarm's going off. This is the indicator for me to stop and exercise right now or go and take a walk. It could also be just as far as micro habits with cleaning up. And you can have certain days like, every Wednesday evening is my self-care time. That's my time when I organize for the rest of the week, or I look at my calendar and I review everything. So there's so many different things and ways you can do to align what you're already doing with what you want to do. So if you want positive life, then you'll have to let go of some of the negative talk, let go of complaining, let go of the negative mindset, and speak more positivity into your life. Look at things with a full cup or full glass mindset, a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset, even with the little things. When you are in misalignment, you'll undoubtedly experience stress, that exhaustion, and feel stuck. What you say you want is not what you're doing. So you want to authentically create a flow in your life where everything feels cohesive and intentional while aligning with your values and beliefs. If you want to go further in your career, which is also something it's like a huge move sometimes. Sometimes you just want to switch careers altogether, but then you'll need to pursue what do I need to qualify for the the position I want or the career I want? Do I need more professional development? Do I need to take a class? Do I need to take a certification? How do I obtain those additional skills? The same is true for if you want a loving long-term relationship. You really do need to work on yourself. Are you healed? Are you ready? Are you open? Are you willing? What do you need to do so that you can be in alignment with that person that God brings into your life? Hopefully you get what I'm saying and you're able to understand how your thoughts, feelings, and sensations can bring you a fulfilling life, but that it takes setting intention, it takes self-reflection, it takes alignment, and it takes beginner's mind to help you get there. So align yourself not so much with what you achieve and big extravaganza things, but with but align yourself with purposeful actions and words. And if you make a mistake, that's okay. You learn from it and you just take it from there as a beginner's mind. And what's next? If it makes you feel less of a person or unmotivated, then make a different choice. Keep pressing forward and press towards things that do motivate you, that inspire you, that support you. Creating the life that you want is all about alignment. It's all about setting intentions. It's more simple than you think. Simply by following the previous suggestions. It was more about how you support yourself in the different pillars of your life, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, socially, career-wise, financially, than it is about getting a big job title or having a huge lottery win or buying a big expensive house or a extravagant car or anything like that. While those things are definitely available to you and they are something to be pursued, that is not all that will help you to feel like you're living a fulfilled life. If it's meant for you, it will happen. If those things don't happen for you, there may be something else here. Go back to self-reflection. Look back at some things you can be grateful for and expressing that gratitude that also meet your sensations, emotions, and thoughts. I have 3 suggestions for you when it comes to developing your self-awareness. And first, understanding yourself is the first step to developing self-awareness. Who are you? What do you like? What don't you like? Why do you feel that way? What happened to you that led you to that decision? What do you need? How does something make you feel? And so on and so forth. So what would be helpful is for you to look up journaling prompts that may evoke some self-discovery or some self-reflection questions, because that's going to get you to unraveling some of the things that are foundational for your self-awareness. These questions can help you investigate and get curious about developing your self-care, your self-knowledge. And if you know that you're usually someone who is unorganized, maybe you'll start to realize the impact of not being organized and how it has impacted your life and what you want to do different. Do you want to be more organized in certain areas of your life, or do you need to organize across the board? What is it that you need to work on? It can help you. And just those little micro habits of, okay, now I'm gonna, I'm usually someone who gets up in the morning, I don't make my bed. Now I'm gonna start making my bed because that makes me feel like I can now leave on a more better note. I can feel like I've accomplished something. Just those little small things can truly add up to make a huge difference. But you have to be aware that those issues are there and that they're affecting you in order to realize where to start. Number 2, be able to recognize what it is that you want to do differently. Explore your options and determine which options would best fit your needs. When you know the source, then you can address it. So you can't change what you don't acknowledge. Consider the impact of different situations and different stressors that have been impacting your mental state or your physical health or emotional wellness, and then address those. Are you satisfied with how things are going on in your life right now? If you are, great. Enhance that, embrace that, continue to live at peace and ease. But if not, why? What is it that triggers your dissatisfaction? Is it something that's within your control? Is it something that's not in your control? What are your options? Can you make a different choice or not? If it's not within your control, or if you're not able to make a different choice, where can you shift your focus, and how can you respond to what's going on so that you can improve your quality of life with living with whatever choice you made, and how involved you need to be with it, your time, your energy, etc. So many different things can come from that, but be aware of what it is that you want to do differently. And third, in developing your self-awareness, set boundaries within your situation. Remaining in toxic and stressful environments and relationships is detrimental to your overall well-being. Stress and toxicity will continue to wreak havoc on your physical and mental health if you do not address it, if you do not set the boundary or leave. For example, if you have difficulty getting along with significant family members or a significant other's family member, but there is a family event approaching, then set your boundaries and let your spouse know, I think I can only stay for an hour. That's as much as I'm willing to do, and then I'm going to have to leave, or I think we should leave. Whatever it may be, prioritize your well-being, but be upfront about it. This is a form of self-care. It's a part of setting boundaries, which is a form of self-care. Being aware of how you are impacted is called self-awareness. So this is going to be foundational in a self-care practice. The two go hand in hand. Understand what makes you uncomfortable and what is unhealthy. And that understanding will empower you to make choices that are more supportive to you, and therefore building self-trust and exercising radical self-care. A lot of times we're unhappy or dissatisfied or unable to forgive ourselves because we no longer trust ourselves. Build that trust by paying attention, acknowledging, and accepting, okay, this situation makes me feel upset, or it makes me sad, or it brings me anxiety. Trust yourself, trust your gut, trust your body, trust those emotions that are coming up. They're not facts, but they are telling you something. So even if like you walk into a dark room and you're like, oh, I don't know if the animal in here, something's going to jump out and get me. It could be an empty room. However, your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, that your heart racing, that's real fear. So if you address that in the light and be aware, like, okay, this room is empty. I turn off the lights. It's still empty. Nothing has changed. No one has entered. It's still the same. Then the next time you walk into the room with the lights off, you won't have that same fear. Your body will even change how it reacts to the situation. So that's just a little example, but I'm just giving you an idea of if you can change your mindset on it, it can help your emotions and your future thoughts to go with it, and your body will change its reaction to it as well. I am wishing you a level of happiness, a level of fulfillment, and a level of love in your life more than you could ever imagine, and that it is all meant for you and it comes to you with ease. I hope that you have been able to relate or understand these self-awareness tips. If you want more information, reach out to me and be resilient like the Lotus